control the outcomes a little bit better than when they remain independent, but that's not always the case. So I do think there's a major difference.
So maybe a sense of, we may have been on the right path before, but let's reconsider and recommit to it and commit more strongly to it today.
That's right.
Yeah, let's go on to the next slide. So this is the interesting, slide on physician productivity, and this was the, asking our members what their experience has been when physicians move from private practice to hospital or health system employment. And you can see that a pretty substantial majority, especially when you combine slight decrease and substantial decrease, are seeing drops in productivity once they bring a practice in under an employment model. If there's good news in this, it's that the biggest chunk of that was only a slight decrease in productivity. But a couple of questions come up here. Matt, are there any things that you're seeing in terms of compensation or incentive structures that are being put in place to really kind of try to counter this potential drop in productivity?
So we've been in a lot of situations, and I think of one particularly in a major city on the East Coast, a very well-known health system, where they had about 285 independent or individual. They had 285 employed physicians with about 80 separate physician contracts. And I mean, they were all over the place. Some were collections-based, some had work RVU components, some had everything in between. And you could tell really quickly this wasn't very efficient. And so we would go in and try to help them think about what we think are the key tenets. And the prevailing models out there are that work RVUs and productivity-based models are, generally speaking, a pretty good place to be. You're not necessarily encouraging volume, because there's definitely becoming a disincentive for certain specialties to just crank out procedures. We need to be careful with sending